Okay, so we've got our dartless jacket here today to show you the construction. Just some features of it. It doesn't have dartless, obviously. It doesn't have any front darts, but so that means that you do get these drag lines coming away from the bust. It has two different sleeves, so the one-piece sleeve on this side with an underarm seam, and in the back, again, less fitted, no darts in the back. You could add some darts in there to give that a bit, for it to sit a bit closer to the body. This sleeve here is a two-piece sleeve, so this is more of a traditional jacket sleeve. So a seam at the back and then another seam just tucked in at the front here. And you can see that there's some fullness in the sleeve head. This is the ease in the sleeve head. There's 1 centimetre ease in the back, one in the front. And so you'd have two options here. One would be, because there's no shoulder pad in here, one would be to just put some sleeve roll in the sleeve head just to plump out that fullness a little bit. Another option is that you might actually want to get rid of that ease, and because you're taking out that fabric, you won't get those the ease lines, coming down and that fullness there. This is just a 3 centimetre crossover, so a 1.5 centimetre extension on both sides. I will show you the lining in a tick, but just before then, the collar. So this is it looks like a one-piece collar, obviously from the top here, but what we've done is we've been very sneaky and we've snuck a little half stand in the back here. And what that stand does is, if the collar was all one piece, this collar would be sitting further away from the neck at this point here. So we've taken some darting out of there, and so when the collar is folded down, you can see the collar is actually leaning in and sitting closer against the neck there at the back. So, and on the inside here, so we have a wide facing, a nice 10 centimetre wide facing, and we have a pleat. So the pleat, the lining here creates a pleat at the hem. So it's these are just stitched flat to this point, and then it's stitched up here, and then that creates some extra fullness there so that you can move around in the garment without it distorting the outer layer of the garment. And that's about it. Nice simple little style. Okay, so here we've got the pieces for our very basic lined jacket, and I'll just go through them before we start sewing. So here there's the collar pieces. So we have a top collar, and then we also have a small sort of inbuilt under collar, and only one of each of these has interfacing on it, and this will make more sense a bit later on when we sew it. The sleeve here, I've actually cut two sleeves to show two different methods. So we have a one-piece sleeve here with interfacing on the hem and a one-piece lining to match, and then we have a two-piece sleeve which with the right sides together, so we've got interfacing on the hems of the wrong sides of those, obviously. And also too, you can see that the hem is 5 centimetres, but I've cut the interfacing for the hem 7 centimetres, so it actually goes past the fold just to give us a little bit more support around the hem of the jacket there. This is our front facing and our front lining, and you can see they're cut to the same size, so they'll just be sewn together, and again interfacing on the whole of the wrong side, right sides together here. And then you'll see how this facing fits onto the front of the jacket here, same length, same shape. And you can also see that there's been a cutout here, and that's because from here across we only have the 1 centimetre seam allowance to sew the facing on, and at this point here, that's where the dip is here, that's where our 5 centimetre hem starts. So that goes away across to the side seam, which matches the back here. So right sides, again, hem's interfaced here. And now we don't have any pockets or anything on the front of our jacket, but we'll talk about that a bit more later anyway. And then our back panel, so interfacing on the wrong side, and the lining piece. We don't have a split in the back, we don't have a vent, and we also I haven't bothered to put a pleat in the back neck either. And then lastly, we have these strips of interfacing. You can see they've got some pencil marks on them. And these will be stitched onto the hems to help us hold the hem up and fuse the hem in place. But we'll go into that in more detail later.